I got full marks on my EPQ, so I'm going to be taking you through my full OneDrive folder of all my Word documents that I had to do for my EPQ to kind of just show you guys an in-depth every element of what I did. The first thing I did was split my research into 4 topics, and then I literally just wrote down the 4 topics I was going to do and saved it as a Word doc. I then have my activity log where every week I would record my task, outcome and progress evaluation, skills, evidence, what I will do next, and challenges and how I overcame them. Guys, the most important thing on this template is challenges and how I overcame them. Every week I made sure that this was the fullest box. The outcome and progress evaluation was like medium. Skills was always full with at least 2 or 3 skills and an explanation of how I gained that skill. Evidence was just see this or see this. What I will do next was literally just the task I was going to do next. But challenges and how I overcame them was deeply evaluative. I also admitted to mistakes. Guys, EPQ markers like to know that you did actually make mistakes. For example, I'm going to read you out one of my example ones just briefly. So I spoke here about, at first, I struggled navigating how to make my dissertation sound. I said I didn't know whether it was supposed to be opinion-based, like a timeline, what to include, what not to include, and how do I write academically. I said these were all questions I struggled with when beginning writing my dissertation. However, I overcame these by reading a few EPQ dissertations online and thinking about what I want my dissertation to focus on and moving from there. So I'm literally saying what the issue was, how I overcame it, and how that step I took did overcome it. And I would do that weekly. The next thing I have in this folder is artifact ideas. This is when I wasn't sure whether I was going to do a dissertation or not. So I wrote down my ideas. So I wrote essay, discussion paper, article, letter, speech, report, leaflet, and then I wrote title ideas. And I have 4 different title ideas. Little things like this need to be included because it literally shows your whole thought process. So I did include this in my final folder, a sheet of this artifact ideas. I didn't just think about it and made sure it was written down and showed that I was thinking about different options and considering different ways. So then I was not only saying it in my activity log, but there was also evidence that I was actually doing this. I then have my dissertation plan, which is, again, very brief. You might not think that you had to include something this brief, but you need to just show every small step. So this has first task, introduction, around this many words, and then the different things. And I have second task, discussion analysis, how many words, third task, fourth task, fifth task, and then I did planning introduction, overall plan. And then I have dissertation research, which is research into how to write a dissertation, not the content of my dissertation. So I looked at that and I made notes on each of the articles I read and things I read about how to write one. And then I have 4 different Word documents with each of my research for each topic of my research. So for example, this one's called Research into the Reformation of the Insanity Defence. And then I have each source I used and all the notes I made for each source. And then I did this 4 times for different topics. And then I have my source log, which I include source name, link and date, description of source and reliability, what I want to find out from the source, what did I find out, and issues with the source. I then have my Gantt chart, which again, I'm honest on. If I didn't finish a task when I said I would, I put it in there because, as I said, they like mistakes, and I would discuss why I've done that later and whether I think it was good or bad and where I made that mistake and how I would prevent it for the next task in my activity log. And then I obviously then have my dissertation here. Oh, I can't even see. There we go. Yeah, so all of this was online on a folder, and then I printed it all out and put it in a physical folder because that's how we were asked to present our EPQ, either in a folder or a scrapbook. This is quite a detailed long video, but I hope this helps just show you guys what I included and every aspect of the EPQ which I did.